Hi, today I'm going to thank the YouTube community. All the people who I watch videos gave me the confidence. I'm pretty good at repairing cars. I've worked on ambulances and I've worked on my car and my daughter's car. I replaced the ball joints. I replaced the control arms, radiator, oil gasket, flushed radiators. But here I want to thank the people who've come before me to help me and help my son save his car and potentially his life. Now, we are an inspection state in Virginia. I always buy used cars from states that have inspections. His car came from New York, and rust really eats away at the chassis. So this subframe is from another Kia that was in the junkyard. You know, they do a really good job. They charge a fee, but they pull the part for me, and this is the part I wanted. What I'm gonna do today is remove the parts that will not be used again. I'm gonna keep the majority of the parts, the arms. My son has a new control arm that I will replace. I'll put the right bolt there, but I'm going to remove the transmission, of course, because his current transmission is okay, and keep it. And what I'm going to show you is what our state's inspection stations failed to do. So this is his car. It's a 2011 Kia Sorento, really good car. And what's really startling is we had a four-wheel drive alignment done, and not knowing this is his current, but he heard a thump, and this is frightening, that a person's head was actually under my car, realigning his car, and they did nothing. Ignore that. But that is just stunning that I pay to get my car inspected. No one caught this. So you heard a thump. So we thought it was just the control arm suspension, which is the smaller link, which I am going to replace, which is right here. We'll go ahead and change the boot. And we thought it was the control arm suspension link that's connected to this. So we're going to replace that too, by the way. So what I did was I loosened up. I've been spraying with PB Blaster, and I also got another brand, Seafoam. I'm not compensated by any of these companies. This is strictly to help out all the people who helped me save my kid's life potentially and prevent an accident. So what I'm going to do is you definitely need a good breaker bar. Please make sure you have a good breaker bar, because without a good breaker bar you're going to strip nuts and cause more problems than you ever could imagine. So I'm going to do what I said I was. I'm going to remove, again, I did loosen up all the lug nuts beforehand to make my life easy, but to show you what the parts I will need: breaker bar, a nice ratchet set. You'll need this is a 1 1/4 inch for the wheel hub assembly bolt. You'll need a 19 inch for the transmission. You need a 14 for the calipers and the removal of the wheel hub assembly. So that's what I'm gonna do on this side. You just duplicate that on the other side. No need to remove anything else unless you want to, but they look pretty good, and I can remove and replace them as needed. Here is the link that we're going to replace with the bushings that I will replace, and the bushings go here, and the link is right there. That will be replaced. My kid did get a control arm leading edge replaced. It's on I believe it was, we'll see it, I think it was this one here, which I will just simply replace when it's up on the lift. So what I'm going to show now is what the next steps will be. Forgive me for my space, I'm just a normal guy. Sharing. I might need to do 2 videos, 10-minute videos, all I can do. Let me get the brace. What I'm going to show you now is my removal of my wheel hub assembly nut. That's my first step. Now I like the Kia cars because the Kia Sorentos. It is made and assembled in the United States, in Georgia. And up until 2016, nobody was killed in a Kia Sorento, FYI. So take it for what it's worth. Now because the brakes have been cut, the will move. And again, I'm not here to impress someone, so I use to help keep it from moving. See? But I already loosened up the bolt. You're gonna have to move a keyway. Off. Next, you would then remove the caliper by removing, that's a 14. Forgive me. Stand. But here we go. I've been spraying with TV Blaster and the Seafoam just to make my life easy. It works really well. And this would be part 1. Maybe one day I'll edit it down. But this would be the same process on the vehicle that I will be working on this afternoon on the last day of 2023. So again, I'll be doing the same thing on the other side. And all the links that helped me get the confidence and all the other mechanics who posted will be on the links. This is the brake shoe holder. Now there's 4 bolts. They're all 14s. These 4 bolts hold the wheel hub assembly to your axle and to the transmission. I'm not going to use these because we're in the junkyard. I did buy another one. I replaced the right one on my son's car about a year ago because we heard a thump. So the thump you heard now, we thought it was the bushings. We thought it was a bad wheel hub assembly when he went over bumps. In fact, it was the defective falling apart subframe that you see here, and which you will see later on, that was the whole problem. Stunning lack of mechanics attention to address the subframe. I wonder how many accidents have been caused by rusted out subframes in states where you don't inspect cars. You can't even trust a state that does inspect cars to do the job right. And that's frightening to me. Simply frightening. This is a nice bolt. I might just keep that. But now this router should come right off too. I'm going to show that coming off. I'll keep it on so it'll be stable. To help me get the 4 bolts off from the